Hello everyone and welcome. It's Shanna. So glad you're here today. Now, these three dies right here are going to be the focal point of our card today. Just these three dies. We're going to bring in some other elements, but this is going to be the big part of our card. So we are going to make a 5x7 card again today. These three dies come from the Ganache Gâteau set that I used in yesterday's video, and we're just going to use these three dies for today's video. So we're going to make another 5x7 card, as I was saying. So I've got my card base cut 10x7, and I need to bring my score buddy in. I should have got that out, and we're just going to score it at 5. And that will give us a 5x7 card. Just giving it a good press. Let's see. Trying to remember what color this cardstock is. Cascade. It's Cascade is what it is. Just trying to remember what that was. Now, I am making a birthday card for my youngest daughter. And blue is her favorite color. And the die set makes the macaroons, and macaroons are her favorite cookie. So that's where we've got the inspiration from this. As I said, I have been wanting to get back to using some of my older material, and so that's what I am doing and having fun with it. So I'm really excited. I pulled that one out for yesterday's video, and then I saw those, and I knew that I wanted to do another card for that. Now, we're also going to bring in an embossing folder, and this is a new embossing folder. This is the Mariner's Weave, and it's the end of the month, or embossing folder of the month, June 25. So we're going to use it, and we're going to add a little texture to our card. So we'll bring in the platinum, and we'll just give it a quick press. Make sure we're all lined up here. I have a bad habit of not getting lined up. So we'll just run this through the embossing folder. And then we will do the big reveal on it. So let's get this out of the way. Okay, here we go. So isn't that lovely? I think that's going to be a wonderful background. We're actually going to make our card go in this direction here. So we'll get it lined up on there like that. And we're going to have a 5x7 card that is landscape. So we'll just go ahead and get started and get this panel laid down on here. Now we will be on vacation with my daughter for her birthday, and so I'll be packing this card and taking it with us. So, she and I's birthdays are 2 days apart. Well, of the month, obviously, several years, but we're 2 days apart, and we're both June babies. So I was actually, we celebrated my birthday up in the hospital because we normally celebrate on the weekends, the birthdays, and I was up in the hospital after the weekend of my birthday, and so the family came up and we celebrated my birthday in the hospital when I had her. So anyway, we've got our base layer laid down. Now we're going to bring in, you know, what I said was the focal point, and we've got these macaroons, and these are I've got several of them already assembled that we're going to use. And then I left some to be assembled so that I could show you. We're going to do 3. I'm going to assemble 3 of them just to show you how they go together. And it's kind of interesting because I want to show you the die. So this is the base layer, and then this is the top piece. And then you have these 3 other pieces. But this piece here that's with this one actually goes in the middle. Why they didn't put this and this together, I don't know, but anyway, that's how it goes. So I'll just show you with the 3 of them how they go together, and that way you'll get a feel for it. But pretty simple, but to get the right layered look, that's how you want to lay it down. So I'm going to take this, and I've got this piece right here, and I'm going to lay it down on here. And I'm going to try and line it up. That you've got real nice etched detail there that you can work with. And then the next piece, have I got it, is right here. And this will give you the variation of color and your layering that you want. So we'll get this one laid down on there and kind of line it up. And then we have one more that we lay on there. And then we add the top piece. And I'm trying to, I was standing and then I went sitting, and so I need to get it lined up right. There we go. And then we'll put the top on there. So I kind of tried to do a rainbow order. I thought it would be fun to just do a rainbow order of these. So just trying to move it around and get it how I want it. There we go. And we've got that one. And then we're gonna do the purple one. And again, it's just the same way. Just getting them lined up on there. I think the first time I did this, I wasn't certain how they were assembled, and I think I might have done it wrong. But this is the order in which they show the dies on the Spellbinders page. And so it should be correct. And you just want to position that, kind of follow your etched detail that's there, and get them laid down. So this is going to come together pretty quick. I did do the prep in advance, you know, did all the die cutting and all that and everything so that it would be ready to go. Just trying to get that lined up so that my topper will cover it all. And we'll get this one. And then we'll do our pink one. So we'll get this laid down on there. Now the red one, instead of bringing in a second red color, I brought in a cream color for it. And you know, a lot of times you're gonna have cream colored, you know, you're gonna have cream in between your macaroons, so it certainly could be cream. And I just didn't have the red that I wanted for that, so I just brought in the cream. But for these, I tried to just grab a lighter tone of, you know, the same color and use it. And I think it's fun. Get that laid down on there. Try and get it lined up a little bit better. There we go. And then we'll put the top on it. And that's all there is to assembling our macaroons. Now you can have macaroon or macaron, and it just depends on the filling, I believe, that is in there as to what I think. There's some difference between whether you call it a roon or a ron. But Hannah likes the roons, so we're making macaroons today. So now, I'm gonna position these on here somehow. I think I wanna put, I normally will put the red, let's see, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple, because we want to go Roy-G Bibb. Of course, pink's not on the radar there, so I think we'll do them something like this. But I've got two sentiments that I have die cut out from the Birthday Cheers, and it says Birthday Cheers. That's what I've chosen. And I put some double-sided adhesive on there before I die cut them out. So we've got the sticky on there already. And we're just gonna bring these in and use these for our sentiments. That one's going to stick. So come on out of there. There we go. We'll just pull that apart. And then we have our cheers. And we'll pull it apart. I've actually got some quiet time in the house, so I thought I would just try to do a video and talk through it and not have to do a voiceover. I've been doing massive amounts of videos in preparation for our trip so that I could keep things moving on my channel. And so I thought this would be a quicker way to do it if I could just avoid having to do a voiceover. So hopefully this will come out okay and I can use it. If not, I can always do a voiceover. Just removing all the bits and pieces from this. And this is why I chose to do a 5x7, because this is pretty, it's a pretty wide sentiment. Trying to get all these out of here. Okay, so we've got all of those pulled out. And then we've got a little bit in the S and the E's. We'll just pop them out. Now what I'm doing is I'm not going to pull the backer strip off yet because I want to eyeball how I'm going to position my macaroons on my card. And so I want to get a feel for how big this sentiment actually is. So I'm going to move these up just a little bit. And I'm thinking we'll go something like, maybe, I don't know, we may go birthday cheers and do something like that. Maybe we'll go 5 and 2 and lay it down somewhat like that. I think that looks cute. I think that could work. I want to kind of get this. I want to kind of get this one centered up. Let's get this out of the way. Kind of clean off our area here. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just kind of center this here, put this, and we'll do 2 down here and the 5 up there. And that is how we will do it. So now I got to get this release paper to come off the back of this. And I'm just going to carefully pull it off of each letter. Come on, it's sticking to my fingers. There we go. Okay. Now I'm gonna get it unstuck. Okay. This is where I should use my tweezers. That's good and sticky. That stuff is good and sticky. Okay, so try and get it laid down on here. Easier said than done. I don't use this double-sided adhesive on my dies very much, and it is really, really sticky. Try not to mess my font up too much and get it to lay like it's supposed to lay right on my card. That may not be perfectly straight, but we made it. Okay. We've got birthday cheers. I think we can move these down a little bit. And I'm thinking kind of, you know, laying them kind of wonky on there, you know, some way and some the other, and that'll be kind of fun with that. So that's what we're going to do. And again, we're going to get this pulled off of here. Trying not to get it stuck to all my fingers. I'm thinking, I've got an idea here. I feel like maybe I could lay it on my sticky mat and then pull it off. And that way it won't be stuck to my fingers. There we go. Okay, that's going to work better. Get this one started. There we go. Now I just need to get it up off the sticky mat. Okay, I think that worked much better that way. So keep that in mind if you have trouble getting your double-sided off of there. So let's see. I'm gonna get these out of the way and just allow myself to get this set down here how I want it. Okay, that seemed to go a lot better using that sticky mat, so I recommend that if you have trouble with that. Okay, so we're gonna get these laid down on here and get them kind of positioned kind of wonky. And I think that looks cute. So now what we need to do is just get them glued down on here. So I'm just going to lift each one up and put some glue on it. My glue seems to be cooperating with me a little bit today, which that's nice. And we'll get this one laid down on here. And I've got a gnat in here. The boys have been running in and out, and I don't know, getting some bugs in here. They've left the door open. I keep telling them you can't leave the door open when the air conditioning's on, but of course they're too young to understand that. Anyway, so there's that. I'm gonna get that thing eventually. It's like it's drawn to the glue or something. I don't know. Okay, and so then this one will go here. Got it. And then that one will go there. And then I thought I'd go ahead and bring in some of these gems from Spellbinders that have the kind of the iridescent look to them, and just add some of those to our card. So we'll just get some of those laid down on here and just jazz it up a little bit. If I can get a hold of them. 1, 2. And I really like the smaller gems, personally. I'm just drawn to the smaller ones more than I am the larger ones. So that'll finish up our card, and I've got our card ready and I can pack it for our trip, and I think it looks lovely. So thanks for watching and have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye now.